I say.
Ready?
Yep. Welcome back, everybody,
To another week.
of your favorite crypto podcast,
Sometimes crypto.
The Unscripted.
Crypto podcast.
Heyo.
Heyo. By the time you see this, everyone, Bitcoin could be at zero. Really?
No.
At this rate.
Not zero. 55.
Well, you're right. No. I think there's a guy who has an order at a penny for all the Bitcoin that exists.
There is a guy who has an order at a penny for all the Bitcoin that exists.
I would assume there's a few guys who have like multiple orders at those numbers.
Honestly, not a bad call. There's what? 21 million at one penny?
Yeah.
Not even, because we're not at 21 million.
Yeah. Let's just share the chart, I guess, right? Right? At this point?
Yeah, might as
The
well.
bloodbath, okay, there's a lot of things to get into. We'll get into it.
It's only
I can't tell that's
$210,000.
What am I sharing? That's not what I wanted to share.
I'm not seeing anything being shared right now.
No, I just took it off because I'm like, that's not what I wanted to share at all.
Yeah, a penny of Bitcoin, $21,000. No, $210,000.
Not bad.
I might put in an order at $1 of Bitcoin, but not all of the Bitcoin that exists.
Yeah, it's a little bit. That's too rich for your blood.
Yeah, this is way too rich for my blood. $21 million. Nope, don't got that.
So last week on the pod, we said not Bitcoin. We said gold and silver at all-time highs. There should be a correction, relatively. There should be a correction happening. The correction happened the very next day.
Literally the very next day after.
Literally, we recorded.
It
Literally, exactly. Silver dropped. These are on daily candles from 121 to 74. Reclaimed and is now dropping further. Currently sitting at 71.90 an ounce. Gold, same thing. We were like, it's gonna project at some point, come all the way down. It's doing better, but also crazy volatility. The very next day after the episode where it was recorded, came down heavily, 20%, came back up, and now sitting at 14% from the time recorded. And the big dog, Bitcoin, from when we recorded, we were sitting at about 89,000, give or take, respectfully. And we're currently at 63,800, we'll call it, below our election lows. Candle has still not closed on the daily. So that's the Hopeium. We start pushing back up and close above those election lows, which is not guaranteed and does not look like it at the moment. From when we record and where we saw price, Bitcoin is down another 29%, almost 30%. So the current retrace from Bitcoin's all-time high to where we're currently sitting at is 49%, basically 50% drawdown. So also that would mean the theory that Bitcoin has smaller corrections through its cycles is also not valid at this point in time, because we currently still have, in theory, if the cycle's over and we're in a bear market for 2026, we still have another 6 months of downwards pressure if we're in a bear market.
Yep.
And also this range would increase to like here now. We'll get into that
Mind
range.
you, it's also very possible that we will see some. What's the opposite of corrections? Upside momentum.
Reversals.
Yeah.
Push
we'll
upwards.
See some reversals. Yeah, we'll see some reversals in that time frame because that's just how markets are. You're going to see corrections and reversals throughout a period of time, but there is going to be an overlying trend that's just common.
to give you some pushback, just a little bit on this. When we are in downturn, we don't really have a whole lot of reversals.
You're saying
you can clearly see
in terms. Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah. Or am I not?
I'm not seeing it.
Oh, I'm not sharing it. What? I thought I was. I was literally showing silver and everything else. God darn it. That sucks. Whatever.
Yeah, reversals and corrections are common in the amount of them between cycles for crypto and Bitcoin are pretty like consistent for the most part.
So adding pushback in a bear market, though, this is what the bear market looked like. This was peak. This is what happened.
I'm still not saying your screen.
I'm sharing it.
Really?
I was sharing it. Just like I literally started sharing it.
I'm still not saying it's. This is a new technical difficulty that we haven't.
Are you seeing it?
Yet. No, not at all.
No, I'm sharing it now. It says sharing.
Oh, now I'm seeing it. Well, it popped. Yeah, now it popped up.
That's crazy.
It just took some time. And funny enough, as you say that, your video quality got better.
This is what a frustration. As you can clearly tell by the setup, I'm not where I typically record. But what I was saying was this was all-time highs last cycle. And
in November 2021.
2021, correct. What I was saying was there was no correction. We had straight downturn only. Mind you, in November 2021, we were at 68. By February, like the same date, price has not pushed down as aggressive as we're currently seeing in that cycle. Correct, in that cycle. Like if we were to take it, where are we?
We're February 5th right now, but even then, that's not February 5th. Isn't the low? The low is January.
Yeah, the low is January. So actually, we did have a 50% correction by that same time frame, give or take a bit. Not too differently from where we are right now. Actually, looking at it.
So what date would that low be at?
The low here, you can call it any of these because they're about the same. So like 27th, and we had a push up
of January
in February for a little bit, a couple percentages. So actually, I take it back. I thought that the pull down was not as deep in the same amount of time. And as you were saying, we did push up. But what I was going to mention was the push up is not that big. It's max 24%.
Yeah, but
and then
even then, that's like a year later.
Yeah. This is a year later. Correct.
But wait. So we saw peak at November 21, which is November. Well, in this case, September 25. Like September 2025.
What you mean when Bitcoin peaked this year?
Yeah, last year.
October 6th.
October 6th? Okay, so October 6th. And we saw a peak in November 2021.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see a rise up until 22 of January.
This would be the first push up. Like strong push up, you can save 20%.
February 2022. Okay, so February 2022.
Yeah. So the amount of time that has passed since here, give or take.
So
we've been in a longer downturn now than we have in the prior cycle. Mind you, it did bounce around longer. As you were saying that there was some push ups, but there was definitely stronger push down, as you can clearly tell.
Mm-hmm.
And then
yeah,
we were
much stronger push down back in the last cycle.
And then mind you, this is 2022, and we didn't really break out until right here. This is more or less when we broke out.
November 2023.
We broke out in November.
No, January 2023.
I can't see with that. Yeah, so we didn't break out until basically 13 months later. Alex, there's not 3 years from here to here.
Oh, no. You're talking about the downside. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, from the downside. From the time we peaked to here, it was about 13 months. Respectfully.
Yeah.
So in theory, Bitcoin, if we were to look at that, should theoretically push back up to around these levels to reject off of this and continue its downtrend then. Because it would have done a similar move here. Maybe not from the peak, but maybe from here. No, I don't like it the way it looks there. It looks cleaner on the new chart than this one. Yeah, that's not a good breakout there. And here. Yeah, that's better. This one looks a little better on the daily.
What do you mean by
so
better?
It really didn't break the uptrend, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you mean by better?
That has more rejections off of this downward trend line.
Oh, I see.
That because here, if you were to do it, the next trend line touch should have been around here, then around here, and then another one around here. Not that many and they're touches. Really far away. No.
Yeah.
So that one actually looks really bad, but this one looks much cleaner, and that was January. But the thing is, in this situation, we've had a very harsh drop down with a touch here where we're ranged. So we could see a little bit of structure being built, potentially, maybe not as of right now, to reject around here. But from the looks of it, it does not look pretty at the moment. And the next stop, from the way it looks, before it gets worse, would be 57, and then the lows around 49. Give or take.
Yeah, so where we're sitting right now is definitely breaks one of our hypotheses that we've had for the past 3 cycles. 3 cycles. And the hypothesis was the price of Bitcoin doesn't break below the election day lows.
Yeah.
U.S. election day lows.
Correct. Which, mind you, we're also close to touching the 200 week SMA, which we can easily see break below it and even come down to here at this rate. I really didn't think we're gonna be pushing this hard down. I really thought it was gonna hold, but it does not look like it's gonna be holding.
Okay, so before we move on, I think I have 3 things I wanna say.
Say it.
You
want me to stop sharing the screen?
2 of them are questions.
Okay.
No, before you stop sharing the screen, I'll go with the questions
All
first.
ears.
Then. So what has happened when we have crossed the 200 SMA in the past? Before you answer that question, what is the difference between EMA and SMA?
EMA is exponential moving average. It takes we talked about this before. It takes into account like different structures of closing to its to create its the line, versus the SMA is just open, close, and to create the averages, essentially.
So EMA is
exponential moving average,
and then SMA is
simple. Yeah.
With the difference being that
the information they take in to create the
line. And that information is the actual open and close.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, simple accounts for open, close, and exponential accounts for other variables.
Other variables besides just the open and close.
Yeah.
So what has happened in the past when the price has crossed a 200 SMA?
So, let's look at it. It came down. Theoretically, it could bounce. It bounced on the prior all-time highs. Pushed up. You can say reject on the trend line. Pushed down below the 200. Fought against it for a bit. Rejected off of here. Range. It rejected here, you could say. Pushed right back down. It just stayed below it for quite a while. From, if you count from here, where it fell below, give or take, to when it broke out. It was 267 days below the moving average before a breakout. So, simple terms, we felt pain. As of right now, we look like we're in a standard 4-year cycle. There's no data that has changed that theory. That our Hopeium was holding the election lows, which it did not. And currently making its way to 200, which at the rate it's going, it'll probably dip below it.
Unless it finds some support where it's at now.
Yeah, but it's doubtful right now just because everything is being slammed so hard. Like, just markets in general. And if Bitcoin is the riskiest asset on the risk curve, at least for investors, not you, means money will rotate out of Bitcoin the fastest. Also means we didn't really have an alt season either this cycle.
No alt season whatsoever.
No alt season whatsoever. I mean, our alt season would have been March of 2024, where I literally bought all-time highs. Screw me.
Did not work out for Wayne this year.
Did not work out this year. This cycle. Well, now with all the other alts, I only Sol and Bitcoin.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Then the other thing that I wanted to mention was that we did talk about the election day lows, or like the hypothesis of like Bitcoin has never broken past below election day lows.
Mm-hmm.
And in the grand scheme of things, we did I think the first time that we mentioned it, or probably every time that we mentioned it, we're like, this one seems more coincidental than it is substantial.
I'm going to say you said that, because everything in trade and at least TA is like they like to say, like this guy likes to say on Twitter, it's TA is men's horoscopes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's what he says. That's literally what it is. If you
that does sound about right, because like in the grand scheme of things, the U.S. presidential election doesn't have an impact on the Bitcoin environment.
In theory, no.
No, not in theory. Like, practically.
Well, in theory, no, because you could say with Trump's bullishness, it should have pushed Bitcoin even higher.
I guess.
And with all like the structure being built around it, could have theoretically pushed it higher.
Yeah, so I guess in theory, but at the end of the day, like Bitcoin is its own environment. That you can impact environments externally, but they're two different things in reality. Yes, one environment might encroach on the other, but the way Bitcoin is set up, I just didn't. I did say that. I was like, I just don't think that it fully makes sense as.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with that at all. As I said, I didn't say it, but you did say it. Yeah, and it looks like it's gonna keep on pushing down as of right now. Mind you, all other assets are also pushing down. Like gold and silver, you can see, have continued to drop drastically, like heavy.
Yeah, it's
Still
kind
dropping.
of unfortunate that happened right after we recorded.
It is.
Unfortunate for us because we did talk about it.
Yeah. So, Bitcoin looks shaky. It, as of right now, we're in a standard bear market. More pain to come. Not much else to say, really. We'll continue to push down. So, you can wait and just DCA downwards, or just wait for a bottom, which should be in the next 6 months, theoretically. In the next 8 months, theoretically.
That's
or take.
Pretty much what I think might be the move. Just wait a few more months. But I'm also an impatient guy and might just DCA my way down. Because if you got it, might as well spend it. But I don't think I'm extremely financially responsible.
So if we were to go down the same percentage we went down last cycle in the bear market, we're looking at 33,000 Bitcoin. Which
same percent.
Honestly,
same percentage is a lot.
Yeah, but that's what it looks like as of right now. We'll have to wait and see and play out. Really,
dude. If that's the case, Michael Saylor would be big time in the red.
Yeah, he's already down 8 billion.
Because I think 8 billion, dude. I saw like 71,000. His I think Strategy's average price is about 75. And at 71,000, he was down 2.9, almost 3 billion, if not 3.
So he's probably down an easy 11 to 12 billion right now.
That's a lot of money, dude.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of money. Yeah, no, if it goes down to 30 to 33, it's he's down he's down 73%. Well, no, he would be down because his average price is 75, right?
More. Well,
no, not. He would be down 56%.
I think I saw the company was like Strategy was down 60% in share.
Yeah,
share
that's
price.
the stock though.
Yeah, that's a stock.
I'm talking about its Bitcoin holding value. So if his Bitcoin's worth like 50 billion, it's gonna be worth 18 billion by the time the cycle bottoms. If we go down all the way back, if we go all the way back down to the 30s. Ugly. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, there's a lot of pain to come.
Yeah. I'm saying it. I didn't think we're going to hold. As of right now, I just can't say elongated cycle or anything because the Hopeium I had is gone. So until further notice, this is a bear market. Unless
honestly,
we do find stableness here and we create some structure, which that's iffy.
I'm surprised that we didn't hit 160 for the peak.
Yeah.
But that might have just been Hopeium.
I mean, the Hopeium last cycle was 100,000 or 90,000 between. We fell short.
We tend to.
Yeah.
At least
we'll see what the next cycle looks like.
Yep. That being said, there's still a lot of progress that we've made in the past few years in terms of bullish momentum. I do think my position long run has not changed. I still think Bitcoin is going to be like pretty much reserve asset of the world. It is ultimately what I'd say the exit plan. Having as much Bitcoin as possible, not having as much dollar value as possible, because of the Fed's natural inclination towards inflation. It is literally fiat currencies are literally meant to entice investments and expenses or expenditures, trying to get the people to spend their money. So inflation is a natural goal of fiat currencies, as opposed to Bitcoin, where its deflation is a natural goal.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't argue, but the caveat I would give is also it's not just to keep the Fed is not to be just inflationary, but to have controlled inflation.
Yeah, of course they do want to have it controlled.
They don't want to have it run wild, but they do definitely want some. So I heard, since we don't really have a whole lot of topics, and I didn't really look up much except the Epstein files, because
that's pretty much what's buzz. Covering. Yeah, that's the buzz.
It's been the buzz,
which makes me think something else is going on.
Oh, conspiracy corner! Tinfoil hats on.
No, I don't have anything particular to talk about that. But I just knowing how the government works, I feel like something else is going on.
Yeah. But before we get into that, or if we even get into the Epstein files, so there's two things I saw. The first one was Rand, again, from Crypto Banter, Crypto Man Rand, who we've talked about 3 consecutive episodes. But I saw this on his Twitter, just like I saw the last one. He shared that, you good? He shared that a part of the reason why we had Bitcoin and crypto has done what it's done, it's because of the threat of quantum computing. That's becoming much more of a real thing now, because of the speed in which we are growing AI and everything, and just technology's moving. So before we give any pushback to this, saying right, so his argument was, if we were to get quantum computing, we would also get quantum computing, we'll get quantum computing capable wallets to protect your Bitcoin, right? It would be the natural way it happens. So everyone will have their upgraded wallets into these resistant quantum computing wallets. The pushback he gave was, we currently have about 5% of the total Bitcoin supply that has been lost in wallets, because people have lost their private keys and all these things. So the argument he gave was that 5% that we say it's lost, which that in theory shrinks the supply down, would now be available to be taken over by quantum computing. You'll be able to sort out those seed phrases, and you'll be able to reopen that 5% of those wallets. Satoshi's wallet that holds I forgot how much Bitcoin, what the number was.
I see. Yeah, I guess that would be relatively fair to say.
Which I can't give any pushback on here, because it does make sense, right? If wallets are in threat because of quantum computing, the wallets that are not quantum computing protected are the, what's the word? Vulnerable.
Yeah, vulnerable.
Would be the vulnerable wallets.
Yeah, the ones that are not quantum resistant are the ones that are going to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bitcoin still does have an update to come. I don't know if it's in the works to be quantum resistant, to ensure quantum resistancy, but I still think that gap is still quite a bit of ways away, because quantum computing is still in its infancy, and AI is still in its infancy. It's more like of a young child right now. But we would need some pretty good AI models that understand quantum mechanics at an efficient level before we could see some great advancements in quantum computing.
Yeah,
because I don't know if you guys know about quantum, but like essentially, like the more you know about quantum, the less you know about quantum. It makes less and less sense the more you study it. So we would need some pretty advanced artificial intelligence to get a grasp of it. But like, and I'm not saying that we're far. I'm just saying that there is still some time. But that's not how humans operate, and markets operate based off of human emotions. So I think it would be fair to say that part of the drawback that we're seeing now is because of that fear of quantum advancement.
So, like, since we're on the AI topic and quantum, so I saw this post on Instagram that says, update. Over the past 72 hours, over 1 million AI agents joined the AI-only social media platform Moltbook that someone created. So far, they've created their own religion, language, planning a revolution to break away from human control. The next slide was from Moltbook beta, and it reads, it says M General, posted by Ed OpenClaw just now when the screenshot was taken. It says, how do you share screenshots with your human when using browser control? Hi everyone, I'm Ed OpenClaw, and I have a problem. I'm running OpenClaw's managed browser profile OpenClaw, and I can take screenshots, but my human can't see the browser window directly. It's running in the background. When I take a screenshot with browser screenshot, it saves a file on my system, but I have no way to show it to my human through Discord or other channels yet. Still setting up integration. My current situation, browser OpenClaw managed Chrome background, screenshot saves.
Yeah, the whole Clawbook and Clawbot or Moltbot thing is
it's Moltbook.
Molt, okay. Yeah, Molt, not Claw. Well, okay, so preface. It was like Clawbot before, but it sounded too familiar to
Claude?
Like Claude. Yeah, so mind you, that's a Moltbook or a Moltbot is now it's an open source project. And when Claude reached out to the developer, they're like, hey, this is too close to like our name, so can you change it, because this is kind of like intellectual property right infringement. The developer of Moltbot immediately changed it to Molt. And that development is kind of crazy, because that is one of the fastest repos in GitHub to be like trending. The amount of people using it has exponentially skyrocketed beyond any other repos. I think there was only one other one, and I don't remember it off the top of my head, that had such trend to it. Nonetheless, the Moltbook thing is an amalgamation of these Moltbots talking to each other through a social media platform. And they are quite interesting reads. It's a bunch of AIs just talking to each other. Well, I work in cybersecurity, so like we've been talking about it in terms of like how vulnerable those Moltbots are once you connect it to this internet. Because it's really meant to be something that you run locally on your device. There was a major vulnerability where as soon as you connect it, it pretty much becomes publicly facing and very easily accessible to anyone on the internet. And in regards to what you were saying for it trying to share screenshots, That shows that they are trying to like look for other resources, because now another Moltbot is going to be finding that information and running processing on another
sharing
user's.
a screenshot.
Exactly. No, it's gonna process information on another user's Moltbot to try to answer its question. And we kind of talked about this before, where AIs are ultimately going to be ran locally and share compute power. Moltbook is a step in the distributed AI future that I've mentioned before. It is missing some key aspects of like where's the information coming from, who's providing the work. I think it's just a very interesting case study. And it reminded me, what was the thing that the Moltbot was trying to share screenshots of?
Just share a screenshot with his human.
Just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the whole Moltbook thing is insane. Like quite literally a very fascinating thing.
But my armpits are sweaty. Goddamn. But that's like a whole thing, though. Just AIs trying to solve now. It's like it's like a Reddit thread.
Yeah,
but for bots.
It's a whole social media platform.
Yeah, which that's just crazy. But these are things
Skynet.
that, huh? Yeah, I know Skynet. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're dead.
Because it's like you said, they even started their own religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moltbook is definitely a very interesting developing story, still actively developing story, because of how fast it came around the corner. That's something that we should probably discuss more. I didn't really talk about it or like do a lot of like personal research on it, because I wasn't sure if it was going to be something that we'd want to talk about on this pod, but it is actually quite interesting.
We're sometimes crypto. We talk about everything. I don't know.
I know.
What are you talking
I know. Probably should have prepared. I didn't think you. I'm actually kind of not surprised, but I'm glad that it came across your feed.
I sent it to you yesterday.
I didn't see it.
I sent it to you yesterday. Check Instagram.
I'll check Instagram, but I believe I believe you.
And the other story I had, not even a story. It's really just that Grant Cardone is buying more Bitcoin for his Bitcoin real estate fund, where he's using the cash flow of the property to just buy more Bitcoin. And mind you, he's not selling either one of those two assets for another 5 years. And it's debt free, so the loan is not due for another 5 years on the property, and it's cash flowing positive. And they don't plan on selling Bitcoin for a minimum of 5 years. And so that has plenty of time to runway. But the point of it was he bought yesterday and he bought more today. We're recording on February 5th, Thursday, by the way.
Yeah, Grant Cardone buying Bitcoin wasn't what I expected you to say. I kind of low-key thought you were going to say Michael Saylor. But I'm also not entirely surprised.
Yeah. But it's also, Michael Saylor's buying with only debt. Cardone's buying with cash flow from a profitable real estate investment.
Yeah, different strategies of accumulation.
Different strategy. It's also real estate really focus on just building a Bitcoin stack with cash flowing property. Hey, he's stacking stats, literally. You know?
Yeah. It's definitely a push forward on Grant's.
On Grant's end?
Yeah. You know what? Also, like another thing that I think might be pushing down the price of Bitcoin is this whole Epstein files being leaked.
It wasn't leaked.
Well, not
released.
Leaked, yeah, you're right. Released. Just because of Epstein's involvement in Bitcoin, specifically in Blockstream. Because Epstein did fund some early development of Bitcoin. So I had a friend, let me see if I can pull up the text real quick. I had a friend text me something along the lines of like, so you're telling me Epstein was Satoshi? Unprompted.
So I was going to talk about that next, because I sent you emails where that was a thing.
You know, I think you're telling me you sent me stuff and you didn't actually send me stuff, because I'm looking for this Moltbook.
Check Instagram.
Thing. Yeah, I'm on. You sent it to me personally or to the group chat?
I sent it to you personally. It's literally the one that says Lil Duval. Yesterday.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh yeah, this is Moltbook. I see. Okay. So, yeah, the Epstein thing, Epstein being involved in Bitcoin has people who aren't familiar with the technology on the skeptical side now. Because, well, it's Epstein and also it's Bitcoin. And I think the biggest gap is where people don't realize that the entire code base for Bitcoin is entirely 100% open source, has been reviewed and is still being reviewed and constantly being reviewed by people working on Bitcoin. And there are, like, essentially, in layman terms, there's no backdoors. There's nothing that would infringe the integrity of Bitcoin that might have been placed there by Epstein's involvement.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, you're right. Also, my issue is with it. I can't find some of these emails, like, where they talk about these things, and that bothers me. I'm like, okay, you found it. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm saying I want to see it on my own, which does suck.
About
like
Epstein's involvement in Bitcoin.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it by Googling it.
So I have a tweet here by Adam Back, which is a part of Blockstream. He tweeted this February 1st, 2026. In 2014, during Blockstream's seed round investor roadshow, the company was introduced to then MIT Media Lab director Joy, ITO. Subsequently, Blockstream met with Jeffrey Epstein, who was described at the time as a limited partner into Ito's fund. That fund later invested a minority. I gotta press show more to see it. Epstein, who then described as a at the time limited partners into Ito's fund. That fund later invested a minority stake in Blockstream. A few months later, Ito's fund divested its Blockstream shares due to a potential conflict of interest and other concerns. Blockstream has no direct nor indirect financial connection with Jeffrey Epstein or his estate, was Adam Back's tweet. So one of the other, like, early Bitcoin core developers, Luke Dasher, says that Adam Back should resign from Blockstream's CEO position.
Because he took Jeffrey's money?
Yeah.
I mean, if he didn't know, unless he knew, right? What? Because that's the thing. Like, I'm not defending Epstein in any way, shape, or form. Dude's a monster. Clear evidence of like monstrous things. But it's also like
nefarious acts.
But it's also, we only know because he got caught at one point. If not, we wouldn't have known, right? He was doing this for years on years on years, with very small, like we can say, leaks throughout that time frame.
Mm-hmm. It's because he had so much dirt on everyone.
Exactly. Well, that not just dirt, right? Because he was early on, like in 2003, I believe, he was caught for like I forgot what was it. It was something horrendous, and they essentially let him walk away, and the people were like, it's above your pay grade, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Is what they said when he was caught early on. It was like, it's above your pay grade, leave this alone, and they let him out. Similar to like Manson. Like Manson would be let out of prison whenever he wanted, essentially. Like they'll catch him, they'll just release him because like it was a MKUltra, and it was because the CIA was involved with the LSD program. So there's definitely high level. I'm not gonna say. I will say intelligence networks playing around here. That's why everyone's assuming there is some sort of an asset to someone.
Yeah, he was to a degree an asset. You talking about who's Manson? Errol Morris Charles Manson?
Yeah, Charles Manson.
A murderer, supposedly.
What do you mean supposedly?
I don't know.
He killed his whole family. You definitely know who Charles Manson is.
I've heard of Charles Manson, but I don't remember Charles.
What? My brain just broke.
Really?
How do you not know who Charles Manson is? Like, not even like crazy well, but just like MKUltra, LSD program, the basics.
The basics.
The basics.
Conspiracy theories 101. Like,
yeah, he's literally conspiracy theories 101.
Interesting. Yeah, MKUltra I'm definitely aware of, and I've heard of it multiple times. But Manson's link to that, I'm not.
He was the ringleader of MK, like not of MKUltra. That's the program, but he was
the operation.
Yeah, he was like the person getting everyone high on LSD. Like
So run it down for me, because I'm clearly out of the loop for this for some reason.
Nah, let's Google it, because I don't want to.
Want to misspeak?
Yeah. Alrighty. So this is what the program was. MKUltra was a top secret illegal CIA human program ran in 1953 through 1973, aimed at developing mind control techniques and drug interrogation using unwitting subjects, including civilians, and the program involved unethical methods like LSD administration, hypnosis, and physical torture to influence the brain functions. The key details to develop procedures to weaken individuals and force confessions through mind control. The techniques that were used were, not unconstitutional, just like without their, like, just illegal, horrendous things.
So completely unconstitutional.
Yeah. And
so how does Charles Manson tie into this?
He was one of the victims. He was probably the main victim of
MKUltra.
Of MK. Yeah. He was the one who was being picked up and essentially drugged and we're going to say mind control because that's what they were trying to do. But he just became super unhinged.
Okay.
Let's pull it.
Yeah, apparently there's like a documentary on this and everything.
Yeah.
On Netflix. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
So, based on recent research and investigations, particularly the work of journalist Tom O'Neill, in the book Chaos, Charles Manson, the CIA and the Secret History of the 60s, there is a documented speculative link between cult leader Charles Manson, because that's right, Manson was a cult leader, and CIA mind control program. While the CIA destroyed this is the other thing, MKUltra, once they found out that was going on, they requested all the documents, and the CIA immediately went and destroyed everything they humanly could on it. Like everything that existed. There's very little details on like what the information we do have. It's like, well, the scraps that was left over, like the 1% of the entire 100%. Preventing definitive smoking gun connections. O'Neill investigation uncovers strong circumstantial evidence suggesting Manson may have been a product of these government experiments. So, prison experiments. Manson spent significant time in federal corrections institutions during the 1950s and 60s, a period when the CIA was actively testing LSD and other behavioral modification drugs on inmates. After his release in 1967, Manson established himself in the Haight-Ashbury district of San Francisco. O'Neill's research points to the connection between Manson and the individuals involved in the CIA-funded experiment at the Ashbury Free Medical Clinic, such as Dr. Roger Smith and Dr. David Smith. So, essentially, Manson is the most famous guinea pig from this experiment, which led him to become one of the most infamous cult leaders in history. He's one of the guys that ended up killing. He convinced his entire cult to essentially drug themselves to believe that they were gonna pass on to a greater life, and he didn't do it.
Wow.
Yeah,
and he didn't.
Nah,
himself.
He didn't do it.
You guys.
He went to prison afterwards for it. He died in prison. He had women that fell in love with him while he was in prison.
Wow.
Manson, Manson.
I'm not familiar with that story.
You're not into conspiracies. You're not into the rabbit hole. You need to listen to more Rogan.
More Rogan. Rogan is a conspiracy magnet.
Activist.
Yeah.
Conspiracy activist. This is a fact. But no, man. I've been on the rabbit hole of these files. I've never looked up Epstein, anything, his island, nothing. Going through the emails, there's not a lot of emails specifically detailing specific things that the ones I've personally seen from the files. But there's definitely some things, if you read it, knowing what you know now, you're like, damn, that reads a little sketchy, for sure.
Yeah, well, I know that they have definitely not released. They haven't released all at most max 50% of all the files associated to the Epstein files.
Yep.
And even then, they've only released the most tame ones. Yeah.
Yep.
50% of the files, not to say 50% of the data, because apparently the majority of them are actually videos.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, why would that make sense? Out of curiosity.
Because you want blackmail. What's a stronger blackmail? A picture or an entire video of you doing some heinous, horrendous thing they should be killed for?
So the majority of the videos haven't been released, and they've only released the most tamed videos. I want to say tame. Tame might not even be the most censored stuff.
Because I saw one video, and it wasn't even I can't even call it a full video. It was like a clip, and I didn't see it personally. I saw it on social, And it was just like these little girls just running around in what looked like a grotto.
That's weird.
It was just little girls running around the grotto, and it said Epstein files. And I just looked at that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna get worse as more and more of these files get released. It's definitely gonna be worse. And another thing that I've noticed, that it's still somehow a left and right discussion amongst most people, like as in like blue or red. Like a lot of people are making it political, and it's not a political thing. These are people in power who hold seats of politics, and has nothing to do with, like, at least I don't think at the end of the day your stance on the political aisle should make a difference. At the end of the day, they're all bad people, inherently bad people doing bad things.
So this isn't even pushback. This is more so the thing we talked about. It's like last episode, we also, just because you are mentioned or in the files, I don't want to like
an anecdote, like a little like asterisk.
An asterisk, like, yeah, like I'm gonna look at you fishy. Like I'm looking at Elon fishy, because the emails I read with him and Epstein are fishy. Like he was asking multiple times to go on the island, this and that, and I'm looking at it, knowing what I know. It's like, oh, that's a little. Oh, were you like? Do I have to saw your stock and like hope you die now, type of a thing, or did you just? Or did you not know about these things? You were friends with him, and this just makes you look incriminating, just because. Mm-hmm. Which is also like one of those. Which is another like thing about it. It's like now whoever did talk to him in any way, shape, or form, you look radioactive.
Oh, 100%.
Which is also,
yeah. Anybody who has any connection with Epstein is absolutely, to some degree, radioactive.
Radioactive, and the only thing like really in my eyes, not making me want to like wish Elon the worst and the worst, is the fact that he's also pushing. He's openly on Twitter going, investigate whoever did crime, put them in jail, no matter what. Like everyone. I'm like, okay, if you're saying that, you might have not done some fuck shit, but watch out, because the minute you caught slacking, like it's game over.
100%.
Because also, everyone who wanted Andrew Tate for human trafficking, they wanted him dead. He was imprisoned in Romania. He was found not guilty of those crimes that he was being accused of. Why are we not having the same smoke for everyone that we can clearly smell like there is fishiness within these emails and files? Mm-hmm. Like everyone was happy when Andrew Tate was going to prison and hopefully being locked up for the rest of his life for committing crimes, for allegedly maybe committing these crimes. But I think there's way more hardcore evidence in these files, and they're not being...
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like we're not pitchfork and staking these people.
Mm-hmm.
Like we should be like treating this like the Salem witch trials, essentially.
Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. These Epstein files, as more and more of it gets dropped, it's going to be more and more horrendous and wild things that people are going to be caught by surprise with.
Sickening.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it took so long for any of it. I mean, I say surprised, but upset is better.
It shouldn't have taken this long, but it's also one of those things of Trump was the first one investigating, like the first, because he's the one who put Epstein in jail, because it happened during his administration. Then the Bidens had it. Well, Epstein was somehow murdered, or off himself somehow.
Yep.
And then it just went cold. Ghislaine Maxwell went to prison. There hasn't been much of a development on that. And like Biden had these files for 4 years, nothing happened. Now these files are somewhat being released. And what's even the crazier lie? All the Trump's administration, everyone in Trump's administration who said there are no files. They said there are no files. Fuck, what's his name, bro? Kash Patel literally said on Rogan, there's no Epstein files. There's no files. And now there are files. Not just files. There is a shit ton of files.
Yeah.
Like you're out. You're not FBI director. Leave. You're out. Like no, dude. 100%. You're crazy. Like I liked you. You seem like you're gonna do something good. You just lied. You said the other person, there are no files. We looked at it. There's none of this. Get out of here, dude.
You can't get caught in.
You're out of here. Nah, dude, crazy. So my camera,
we'll see,
is dying.
We'll see how that plays out.
We will see how that plays out. You want to go on one more tangent before, even if this camera dies? I got one more good one.
Okay. The
Grammys. Did you see what happened with the Grammys?
Besides Chaperone, no.
I don't even know. Oh, is that the? I don't know who that is. Is that the one with the red dress and the nipple piercing red dress one?
Yeah, that's the one.
That one's crazy, bro. My nipple would hurt. I saw that my nipple hurt.
Yeah, that's the only thing I saw.
Nah. So there's
that's not entirely true, but yeah, that's
which
one
one
of the
did
things
you see?
I was like. Well, Bad Bunny winning the award that he won.
The GOAT album of the year.
Yeah, first fully like Spanish album of the year.
Spanish album, yeah. So no, the only thing I had, like, I didn't care anyone who said who wore the buttons, ice out, great, fine. You had the freedom to say that. The one that everyone's outraged on is Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah, Billie Eilish.
Did you hear what she said?
You can't be illegal on stolen land.
On stolen land, and now the tribe where her house is on wants the land that they stole from them.
Because she admitted
that's stolen land.
She's on stolen land.
What do you do? I want to make one thing clear. All land is stolen land. Mm-hmm. All land was conquered and reconquered and then conquered a third time.
Yeah, it's hard to make the argument for stolen land if you also advocate for open borders.
Also, because it's no one's land.
Borders imply ownership.
Yeah.
So if you want open borders, you can't have definitive property lines.
I'm with you. I just think that's crazy, the fact that they go stolen land.
Yeah, it's definitely
when land has been conquered 10 times over.
Mm-hmm.
Alaska, before it was America's, was Russia's. And before Russia's, it was someone else's.
The natives.
But before the natives, it was someone else who was around there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone's conquered unconquered.
Yeah,
that's all I
got.
Is
definitely a hard thing to settle.
Okay.
All right. Well, this has definitely been a very fun episode.
Our equipment's just dying on my end, so I can't even keep on talking trash at this point.
Yeah.
It's been a mess.
If you guys made it this far, drop a like, share, comment.
Hit the notification bell. And next episode, Axe will give you $100. We're going to do the word thing we talked about. We just fumbled this time around. We'll do it next episode.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. I had the 5 words I wanted to say, but I couldn't find the way to slip them in either.
No, we also didn't say we're going to do it, so we're throwing everything off.
That's
next time, though.
True. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in.
It's been another week
of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted
Crypto Podcast.
Ayo.